Hi, I'm Zenna Duke.
And I'm Jane Dunawald.
And we are back with part 2 of our 4-part series called The Cornerstones of Creativity.
And in the first video, which you should go back and watch if you haven't already done so, we talked about curiosity.
And really how curiosity is the spark to bringing more creativity into your life.
Exactly, in every way.
Right.
Not just in some making kind of way.
Yes, yes. And the end goal of that is just to live a more joyful, fulfilling life.
Exactly.
And feel more grounded in who you are.
That's perfect. That's exactly what we're after here.
Yes.
The whole series really is about that.
Yeah.
And the second cornerstone that we're talking about now is clarity.
Yes.
And I think that we both agree that when you start practicing curiosity and choose to think to be more curious, then you start noticing that you have preferences. And when you start noticing that you have preferences, you're getting clarity about how you want to spend your time.
Yeah.
And related to how you want to spend your time is what kinds of things you enjoy and what kinds of things you don't enjoy.
Right. Right. So we had a really interesting story from a former student, right?
Right. She was in one of the programs that we ran.
Yeah, she was great.
She was hilarious. And she wrote this long email to us, and she said, and I'm just quoting part of it, and she did give me permission, that she'd always wondered why she didn't care for modern quilts. And if you're not familiar with what modern quilts are, they're usually very graphic, large expanses of color, and rather simple compared to a traditional quilt. She didn't care for them. And she said, I never would have thought about why, but because of some of the writing that we asked the students to do, she discovered that it was the large expanses of specifically white in the quilts that put her off, because she was an army brat. And growing up, they moved from house to place, and her mother never wanted to paint any of the walls. And she said, my mother was kind of a sterile person anyway, and a little bit cold. And she said, when I looked at modern quilts, I was actually associating my past to the quilts. She said, I like traditional quilts that have lots of bright colors and lots of little pieces, and now she understands why. And that's really the point of all this, which is just restating what you just said in a way, that through these exercises that we're doing, we figure out about ourselves in a way that engages us on a deeper level with who we really are.
Right.
And you're unique.
We're all unique.
We're all distinctive, and we all deserve to understand that and appreciate it.
Right. And another big piece of this is letting go of the judgment about who we are and what we like and what we don't like.
Right.
And feeling like we should have a certain taste in quilts or
all kinds of things.
Whatever. Right.
Thinking that somebody's preferences are better or more important than ours.
Right. Or more distinguished.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Well, we're digressing.
We are.
So we would like to propose to you an exercise that helps discern what you care about.
Yes.
And I use it as an artist. It's basically a free association. It's an old exercise. It's been around for a long time. Writing circles use it a lot. But the way I've always used it is to figure out if I have an idea for a series, I do the free association, and by doing by writing it down and capturing it on paper, I'm not just thinking and having ideas fly around in my head where I can't grab onto them and where I lose track of them.
Right.
So the writing down is really important. And what I do is I look through the list that I've written, and then I can usually find design elements there or objects that are related, and that's how I build a series. But you can use it that way, and if you're somebody who's scouting around looking for a way to organize information, you might want to use this exercise in that particular way. But we want to propose that it be used to help you figure out what you care about.
Yeah, in this specific
way that we're approaching right now.
Yeah.
So we each have our journals, and the way the exercise works is that you set a timer, you choose a word, and we've chosen joy. And we think you should choose joy.
Because everybody. First round.
Well, yeah, because let's face it, we're probably going to have very different lists, or maybe we won't. There'll be some overlap. It'll be like, what's that, a Venn diagram?
Venn diagram.
We'll see where they relate. Anyhow, so you set the timer for 2 minutes. You write the word at the top of your page, and then you just write everything that comes to mind, and you write it all down. You don't judge it, and you don't stop and think, oh no, that's not good. Because then it's tapping your unconscious mind and letting it come out and play.
And we're doing list style, so just word after word, but you could write full sentences however you want to do it.
Yeah, that's true. There
aren't
any rules. So are you going to set the timer?
I will.
All right, great.
2 minutes.
Start.
Go.
That was quick.
That went by.
It goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure. Happiness, delight, family, friends, wine, flowers, beauty, birds, outdoors, hiking, Pema, Zira, playing, dancing, engagement, colors, creating, satisfaction, love, laughter, jokes, sweetness, music, cooking, goodness.
I thought you were picking out your favorite.
Yeah. Well, now I'm beginning to think they're all.
Yeah.
Sunshine. I mean, I was just getting sunshine and blue skies.
I have sunshine.
Oh, see? Great. Go through yours.
Zira, family, love, self-love, relationships, connection, belief. I actually wrote keep writing. Fun, sunshine, travel, exploration, accomplishment, goals, exercise, cooking, family time, love, Josh, movies.
I'm not on that list.
Family. You're right at the top there.
I am. And I'm only saying that kiddingly because you can't predict what somebody else is going to write. Yeah. And you can get stuck halfway through and a word comes up again, or you have to keep writing, and that's okay, because it's a lot like the exercise, the monoprinting we did when we were talking about curiosity. Part of it is that you have to stick with it. You can't just give up when you run out of ideas. You write something else and you keep going because you said you would.
Yeah, and I actually I felt stuck a few times, and then I was judging myself for getting stuck. And then I let it go and I kept writing. And so actually I'd like to do it again off camera later and put just another 2 minutes on the clock and do it again.
I think that's exactly the way to approach it.
Or pick one of these words and go off of that.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it too, is to go with some of the words that are here and see where that leads.
Yeah.
So what I find interesting about what you said is that you got hung up, but you kept going anyway. And I think we really want to emphasize that point, is that too often we're not, I hate to use the word discipline, but I feel like we sort of have to bring it out. It's an elephant in the room. It's like, it's so easy just to quit something.
Yeah.
Quit this because it isn't working. Quit the monoprinting because because of the negative voices that are coming in. And part of clarity, in order to get to clarity, you have to keep pushing through. And so that's where the timer can be really useful. Yeah. So what we'd like to do is challenge anyone who's watching us to work with the word, either with joy or whatever word, or as you said, it can be a phrase. There really aren't any rules, whether it's for an art purpose or whether it's for sorting out some of how you use your time.
Yeah. And I think another thing to note is we're working on clarity here. But something I'm already thinking about is, okay, I care about all of these things, but how am I going to make adjustments in my life to spend my time in a more fulfilling way?
Well, that's absolutely an important part of this.
Right. And being clear about what we want doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow we can just quit everything and spend all day with Zira forever. you know?
And after a while, you'd probably be sorry that's what you wanted.
That's probably true. But just having that clarity in our lives, I think, is centering.
I think it is. And I think the potential this has, the most valuable potential this has, is that it helps us sort through what is important to us. So if we went through our list individually again, and I see that cooking and quietude and peacefulness and quiet's on here again, and calm is on here again, maybe that's a signal to me that I should think about sorting through the way I spend my days, if I can. You know, and that's the other thing. It isn't going to happen overnight. This isn't the sort of thing where you think, oh yeah, okay, great, I've got it organized. Life is complicated. So this acts more as a reminder.
Yes.
And the clarity comes from being reminded how you want to spend the time.
Right.
So we hope you'll try this at home. isn't that great? Most of the time they say, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
But we want you to try it at home because it's a simple exercise that can work with your curiosity to start unlocking your creativity. And we're going to build on that with the third video. And the third video, the cornerstone, will be confidence.
Confidence. Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that.
We hope to see you there.